Hey everybody, welcome back to Gunsmith. We're picking up right where we left off with our assembly for SA Mark I pistols. So, cookbook. We have all of this stuff assembled. All of this stuff is ready to go, but now we have to start the hardening process and getting it anodized and then merged into these Mark I guns. Now the gun merger machine is expensive, and it's also, well, we're gonna have 3 of them because it takes a little bit of time to actually merge these. 2 seconds and 2 seconds is pretty good, but our output will satisfy 2 seconds and 2 seconds for this. So we're gonna be making 3 at a time, hopefully. We'll see. We'll head this here and this here. Okay, but these machines have to be way down the line a little bit. So let's just move them down here for a second. So, the hardening process. You'll notice that everything, oh, maybe you will, everything we're making here all has to go through this. So we're gonna double up. Oh, nope, it's level 2. We're gonna go and grab the level 2 heater, stick it here, and a level 2 cooler, and stick it here. All of this stuff has the same level of heating and cooling. Then it all gets run through the anodizer. So we're just gonna pop an anodizer like right down here. Now, the interesting part about this arrangement, I'm gonna leave a little bit of extra space actually, because the interesting part about this is that the gun components do not need to go through this. We don't need to crowd that belt over there. So we can have these gun components go straight to the anodizer. Now the anodizer is very expensive. It's $27 a day and 45 power. So I want to use as few of these as possible, which is why I've gone for the belts here. Instead of having recycle bin, all these through here, there's monthly maintenance on every recycle bin. There's no power consumption, but there's monthly maintenance on each one. And I think I've mathed this out to where having all of these belts all send these products directly through here is cheaper than having us have individual dispensers to kick all of these different products out onto a belt later, into a single anodizer, right? That's what I want to do. So we're gonna have, let's just have a couple of long belts here. We'll go 1, and actually 1 belt is fine, because we're gonna have a dispenser here and a dispenser here. I'm actually gonna need a little bit longer belt then, aren't we? So let's go like that with it. Good. Slide this over, and now what we are gonna end up with is gun components are gonna kick out here and here. So we're gonna have 2 sets of gun components being kicked out, and all of these components all being kicked out into a single anodizer, okay? So, after all of that, let's make sure we're filling our orders so I don't go bankrupt here. We're dropping money a lot. It's because I'm have all the costs involved with all of these machines right now, but I'm not producing anything, and these are expensive machines. So I have to make sure I'm filling these orders. As many as I can all the time. And you see we're kind of breaking even somewhat with all the expenses here. It's offsetting our profits from the other factory. But once we start producing things here, we're gonna have lots of cash then, so don't worry about it. So what I wanna do then, the anodizer is sort of like the central point, but remember, we can't just stick things that are anodized and hardened into a recycle bin, because they won't maintain their anodized feature. You have to merge them into another product before you can do that. So we're gonna go through the gun mergers, which is what these are, right? And so with that being done, we wanna go through a 3-way splitter. And I'm gonna do it right here. Let's have the belt kick it that direction into a 3-way splitter here. The 3-way splitter is then going to need to connect to all of these gun assembly machines here. Now, each of these merger machines have 3 intakes. And that might throw you off. You're like, oh no, I have to put it into 3 different ways. You actually don't. As long as you put it into 1 intake, it'll just accept everything. So really, we don't need these 2. If we wanted to, we could, but we don't need them that way. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna make sure that we have the little belt on each of these, and then we're gonna position these units First off, we're going to position them so that they're actually lined up with each other. And with a little bit of space for moving around. Then we're going to go probably, I don't know this, but probably that way, this way, and straight. I imagine. We'll see. Because I don't remember my blueprint. I just stopped the last recording and picked it right back off where we left off. So actually, it looks like I can probably get away with... Yeah, we have to. Because the way that machines are designed, they can't... Yeah, you'll see. Like, if I move this out of the way, I think... Well, it's kind of a flat edge. Maybe it'll let me get away with it. Maybe you'll let me get away with it. Yeah, it's going to be right here. So the way the machine's designed, it kind of doesn't let me get it right there. And so this is like a halfway point between two belt lengths, so I have to go full belt length. So we'll move you to here. Then we are going to just run belts. And again, having these belts run is a little bit cheaper. It actually has to go a little bit further, doesn't it? Is a little bit cheaper than having multiple anodizers and multiple dispensers and all that stuff. It's more expensive for power, but even with the increased power cost, it ends up being cheaper to do it this way. So I'm going to go like this, and like this. Okay, so these machines have space next to them to get repaired. All of this stuff can get repaired. All of this stuff can get repaired. Everything's got the proper spacing to be maintained. And after it goes through these gun mergers, then we can drop it into recycle bins if we want to. And we would want to, except again, I think having multiple belts with the $4 in maintenance cost that it would take for each of these, 1, 2, we're going to go 3 like this, 4, 5, it's actually a little more like this, isn't it? Like that, right? And with the additional cost that this has, right? Let's add up the power cost. So it's 2 and 3. So 2, we'll just count this up. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 power for these belts. It's 15. It's only 3 power for a dispenser, but it's $15 in maintenance. How much maintenance is it for here? $4 and 3. So we end up with 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, $26. And it's 15 for a dispenser. So 2 dispensers is $30 in maintenance. These belts are less maintenance than that. Now the power consumption, that is something to consider. But in order to get all these out, wait, actually, hang on. Now, I don't know if that's true, because we really are only outputting one product. I actually think in this case it is cheaper to use the recycle bins. Because we only need 2 dispensers. That's the big game changer on this. So we only use 2 dispensers. We could even just use 1, but I think it's faster to use 2. Let's just see what it looks like. Let's just see what it looks like and start producing something, huh? We'll go like this. Kick it out that way. We'll go like this. And kick that out that way. All of that gets kicked out and split. So we're going to split that again. And we split this 2 ways, if I remember correctly. And we split it 2 ways into the final step of this process, which is not the gun merger, but the gun boxer. And there'll be 2 gun boxers here and here, okay? Now we can have, since we're not using recycle bins, I haven't had any of these machines running, but once we turn all this stuff on, the magic happens. We start seeing all the intricacies of the setup. It's gonna be wild. I think you're gonna like it. The only place that makes sense to use recycle bins in this entire thing, because of how many dispensers you would need for these products, the only place I can see where it makes sense to use that is right here. But we're gonna go ahead and see this, just to see what we're dealing with here. So, gun mergers. We need belts for this, and I believe I can just go like that and like that. and then like that and like that. And then we stick this to match up here. And we stick this to match up here. And then we put it in recycle bins. Here and here. Okay? That's the process. So how many stations do we need to manage all of these things? That's the question I have. Let's fill some orders. All the orders. And accept orders. We're not going to do the SMGs yet. But we'll get all of you going. All of these. Accept them all. And then fill as many as we can. And we're back up to 900 grand. So we're basically breaking even right now. All what I want to do here. What I want to do. What am I saying here? Let's get a couple of these stations. So we want to have probably 1, 2, I would think 3 stations will be necessary. Add a station to this line. We'll have you manage as much of it as we can. And then we're going to also add, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13 on this side. That shuts down this whole line. Right? We'll add a station on this side. We'll say it's good here, I guess. And then you get staffed, and we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 machines on you. And then we add 1 more station here. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there we go. So let's make sure all of the stuff is set correctly. Gun merged, gun merged, gun merged. You are outputting the Mark 1. You are outputting the Mark 1. You're just anodizing things. Your gun components going out good. We've got the barrels. We've got the bodies. We've got the slides and the magazines. And all of these things are outputting their correct thing. So let's switch on the machines. We don't have the power. How much power do we need? 206 for this line, 213 for that line, and 208 for this line. So 600 more power is what we need. We have capacity for 1, so we need about 5 of these. We need about 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough. I don't know if it is. Let's test it out. You, turn your machines on. You, turn your machines on. So let's see all that stuff kind of kick out. Now, of course, we need the materials for this stuff. And we need it constantly. So we're going to set up automation rules. And we need the marketer to be on this side. So I'm going to grab market station. I'm going to put you... Let's just put you, I don't know, like over here in the back corner. And we're going to get staff management, get a market manager, recruit him, and then we want to go to the market, set up the automation rules after just buying a bunch. So aluminum blocks, let's go ahead and actually shut down, let's shut down everything so I can synchronize it all. So shut this down, and then market aluminum blocks. I'm going to buy 400 for now. Boom and boom. Let's go ahead and turn this on, and then we can set up the automation rules. So I want you on first, then you. Make sure we have the power for you. We do. Turn it on. And that gives us 50 power extra capacity here, which is not enough to turn this on, unfortunately. So we're going to need even more. I need 208 power. Ooh, I miscounted this big time, didn't I? That's all right. There and there. Okay. Hasn't gotten to the station yet. Actually, it is. It's already arriving. So let's do that. Okay. So now all machines are on. Okay. Everything's on and ready to go. So let's see the process. We've got our materials coming through here in the correct order, hopefully. Yep, looks like they are. They're getting evenly distributed between these 2 machines. We're going to make body shapes here. Takes 2 seconds and 2 seconds. So we keep making them at the exact interval it takes to output. So it's perfectly efficient there. This one, same thing. It's making them at the exact interval it's receiving them. So no extra buildup. comes through here. We get a cylinder created at the exact same interval it takes to output. And same thing with the body shape. It gets output, and then I think it's getting output at the exact same interval, right? Gets here, and then it gets output, then it gets the input, then it gets the output. Yep. So all of this stuff is perfectly timed. That's what we were looking for. No additional resource buildups. Then all the way over here, gun components are getting kicked out very quickly. However, they go through the anodizer. You see we need 3 gun components for each one of these. Now this is the part where I don't think we're super optimized. And it has to do with gun components. So what I want to do first, I think, is just shut down this one and see if the one single gun component output is enough to get this stuff satisfied. But all this stuff gets made, and then the guns get output and merged, and then goes into the gun boxers, which can box them at basically the same interval that they're receiving them. And then there you go, perfectly optimized. Now all we need to do now, from that point, is box them. So I'm gonna have a dispenser. I'm gonna have 2 dispensers, actually. Output there and there. And what I'm hoping to do here is just put a little belt like that. And we can move this later on too. I'm thinking I might just move it now. So we bring this all the way over. We're gonna optimize the spacing here. So like we're gonna scoot all this stuff back as far as we can. So I think for the time being, I'm just gonna leave these machines here. But what we wanna do here, of course, is hook this up. So you are now gonna manage something else. Just for the time being. Why can I not get rid of this? Oh, it's this. Get out of here. Okay, you're gonna manage this stuff here too, just for now. Okay, so this is gonna get turned on. And then we don't have enough power to... Yes, we do. We have enough power. Perfect. Mark 1 there and Mark 1 there. And I want to just offset you a little bit so you're not colliding. Go and go. And we are now making guns and getting them into the boxing machine to be finalized. Isn't that beautiful? And we're just under our power limit. So all that's happening now. And we can start selling orders for anyone who wants to buy Mark 1 weapons. We can now satisfy those orders. So let's go to available orders. Unfortunately, these guys want Mark 2 as well. We won't be able to do that one. But now any order that has a Mark 1 pistol, we can satisfy it. I don't know why it won't let me accept that. There it goes. And we'll accept all of these orders, get them filled. Bam, bam. All good things. Once we start selling these guns, it's going to be great. I just wish they wouldn't have wanted... Like, this order here wants a lot of things. We can't do that ST9 pistol yet. Right? Mark II gun, unfortunately, we can't do that yet. They will start ordering the Mark 1s. But for some reason, they're also marking Mark II. They're coming in for the Mark IIs a lot right now. Okay, so let's get this optimized with the space just a little bit. I want to move it all back and get it kind of situated nicely back in this area. Also, to maintain these machines, we're going to need more staff. So let's grab mechanics. 1, 2, 3. Let's have 4 mechanics for this. We'll set up the routes. We'll have this guy kind of just check on these machines as he does. Get you in here. Down into here. Right? And then you can come back through here. I know that's not very efficient, but... I mean, you're just in a patrol route. It's not like you have to be super sciencey about it. Come all the way over here. Make your rounds around this machine. Right? Well, we'll probably have to adjust. We're going to have to adjust this route anyway as soon as we... Yeah. As soon as we move, I'm going to have to adjust this route anyway. But for now, I'm just going to do that. So we have some people at least patrolling this. We're going to need more tool benches as well. Because they like their tools. Oh, do they like their tools. We'll put it like... Gotta fit it right in here, actually. Yeah, I like that. Right there and right there. That looks lovely. Doesn't it look like it fits perfectly? I think it does. All right, let me move this stuff and get it closer to this area so that we have more space on this side. I also might consider having this round that way so that all of this ends up going that direction. So again, it doesn't take up as much space on this side. But, I mean, it's all the same square footage. It's just about how we optimize, like, machines in the future. Let's accept all these orders and sell all of this stuff. I'm hoping to see gun orders pretty quickly here, but all we have is Mark II. Okay, I'm going to move this stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, I got the machines moved back. There's a lot of space over here, actually. So we're probably going to do our little amended workflow we need for the Mark II, probably right here. But I've also moved this, rearranged this. Got the boxing machine over here now. And we're starting to get orders. Scroll up a little bit here. Let's just fill these orders really quick. We're starting to get orders for the Mark I, and I want to show you the money we're going to get for this. So this one here, they want 280 camo vests. The backpacks we already have in stock. And they want 100 of these guns. And look at this. It's $174,000 for that. Come down here. We have a Mark II order along with the bullets that we've been producing. And this is over $500,000 to fill this one. So we want to get started on Mark II like as fast as we can, which is going to be a little bit challenging because I have not been putting things in recycle bins. In this case, recycle bins might work better. Also, before anyone says anything, yes, I know, they can't repair this machine. We're going to fix that. But what I wanted to do is see what the workflow was for the Mark II to see if I needed to adjust this into being recycle bins. And then I wouldn't need to worry about extending it or anything. And if I did that, actually, I wouldn't need all these belts either because I could just flip these machines and have them point that way, and that way. And then I wouldn't have to worry about this. Because these boxers might actually do better if I had them with dispensers and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But all this stuff is now scooted back. And we're able to make sweet, sweet money with all of it as soon as we're able to... The guns, right? So let's hit this really quick. Looks like I just had a TNT order, which is kind of cool. I don't have the ability to fill it, but that's kind of cool to see it. Come down here. Yeah, TNT stick, 96. Okay, so here's the Mark I's. We can already fill this order. All we need is just a few more vests, and I can fill this order to Russia. And it's going to get me almost $175,000, basically, which puts us well over the million mark. So we're definitely profitable here. So the next thing is, how do we amend this to work with the Mark II? Well, the Mark II already has the gun components, the slides, the magazines, the barrel, the silencer, right? All that stuff. The suppressor needs to be made. That's a fresh thing to be made. And we also need to go through this process here. So let's take a look at this process. What we want to do is we probably need 2 dispensers. So let's get the 2 dispensers that we're going to put in, let's say over here, and one right here. We go into the metal former, for which we already know how that works, right? Probably need actually 4 dispensers then, because that's how that works. No, if we're only doing 1 machine, then it doesn't matter. We can leave it alone with just the 2. So let's get these things really close together and pop this in place there. Next, we want to stagger these. Next, we want to get the former, the milling machine, which we can put this way. Then we want to go through 1 level of heat after it's formed. And then we want to have the Mark II body created, right? Now, what I'm wondering here is it possible, and I don't believe it is, because this is making merged guns for the Mark 1. And this needs to be merged to Mark 2. So what I wanted to know is it possible to have all these raw resources redirected over to here? And I'm starting to think that we kind of need to have the stuff put in recycle bins. The barrels and stuff. All of this stuff, I think, needs put in recycle bins, unfortunately. Because then we can use the surplus from this with multiple guns. Right now, this entire assembly line is great for one weapon. But we can't use the SA barrels and stuff for the Mark II unless we can get them placed somewhere else, unfortunately. So, yeah, as much as I like this workflow, as much as I like how these machines look, it's probably better. Which sucks. I hate the way they've done this. The reliance on the recycle bins is really irritating. Because they basically rely on you. Sorry, they basically force you to rely on the recycle bins. And I really dislike that. But anyway, if we're making this, we can kick out the Mark II body, I guess. We would want to split this. So maybe this arrangement here is required for this. Let me just double check the market really quick. Yeah, we're out of the stuff again. I need to get the market. I need to get a market manager on this. Give me a second. Let's shut this down. I want a market manager managing this from now on. Shut all of these down because I need these synchronized in order for them to work correctly. We have the market manager already in place over here. I think it is. I just haven't got him hired yet. Nope, I even have him hired. I just don't have the automated rules. So let's get the automated rules in place so I don't have to deal with it. Automation active. All we want to do, the rules for this factory is buying aluminum blocks in quantities of, let's say, I don't know, 300. Do that when our quantity is equal or is less than or equal to, let's say, 20. And the price, I don't even know the price. We're just going to save. Buy it, whatever the price is. And then do steel blocks and in quantities of 300. And when it's less than or equal to, let's say, I don't know, is it 40? Is that what I did before? What did I do before? 40 and 20. Okay, let's do 40 here. All right. So we'll turn those rules are on. We should have them purchased now. Market, we have the 300 supply. Good. Let's go ahead and turn you back on. Turn you back on. Turn you back on. Okay. So yeah, like I think we have to rely on the recycle bins. Really unfortunate. I did not want to do that, but it's like because the Mark II needs a lot of the same components as the Mark I does. It kind of forces us to rely on that. See, these two orders are good to go, but this one's worth more just because there's 20 more guns, right? Even though this one has the same number of vests and 240 backpacks added to it, because of the 20 additional guns in this order, it's worth more money. It's kind of nuts. So we're back to 881, and now we're over 900 grand. So I'm still eating up about this because I really wanted to have this Mark II going too by the end of this video. We're going on this, but I need to produce more silencers, more barrels, more magazines. I just need more of everything. And so I'm starting to think that having three-ways on all of this might have been the better way to go for all the regular gun parts, and then having them all go in recycle bins and then have the individual, dispensers and stuff because of the power consumption as well. It'll use less power that way too. All right, I might need to rework this. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's repair these because we can. But we can at least get this stuff going. Like, we can store these, I think. Let me double check that. Not market. Wait, what's the price of this stuff? Average price is 90. So the aluminum blocks are 96 right now. Steel blocks are 83. So we're getting a discount on the steel, but more expensive on the aluminum. Unfortunately. We also have a sell price of 166. That can't be right. Oh, I get it. We can sell it for that price. Yeah. All right. So, tell you what. Let's try this. I apparently can't have that butt up right against that, so it'll have to be here. So let's try this. We'll see about creating the Mark II body, which will be here. So this will be Mark II. Yeah, SA Mark II body. And then U will be SA body, which we're already producing. We can just reproduce it, right? That's what I'm saying. If we just if we do this all over again, we would produce twice as many bodies. Maybe we even do three-way splitting here. Put them all into... We have 3 of these machines. I'm not sure how we do that with the hammers and stuff. Probably can't do that with the hammers. We'd have to do 4. Yeah. Just really ramp up operations. It's going to take so much space, and I wanted rifles to be a thing, too. So, I don't know. But we clearly have to double dip on these resources if we want to have Mark II and Mark I. Or maybe we could just focus... If we just focus our production on one, because we already have it established, but then we can't ignore Mark II because it's actually worth significantly more money. Right? So I can't ignore Mark II guns. I could maybe ignore Mark I and only fill orders for Mark II. That's an option, technically. I don't know, man. All right, tell you what. Let's end the video here. I'm going to play around with this, see what the most optimal workflow for this is. And when we come back, maybe we'll get started on... With having steady production of pistols, we'll get started on something even more nuts, like rifles. Maybe. We'll see. Come on back for the next one, guys. If you like this video, you know what to do. If you don't like it, well, I mean, I guess you know what to do there too. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.